Gate. Well, now there's several locations that have tarps over them. This is the future movie theater. Oops. Give me just a second, everybody. I'm going to take in how big this bad boy's going to be. That feels a little loud to me. I can only imagine how loud it is for you guys. Let's see. Options. Audio. I turn this down just a hair more. I don't want it to be too low, but if it's loud for me. Okay, what were we talking about? Pre-stream chat. Let's see. Yeah, we were talking about the Last Novia. Yeah, Minecraft's been on my mind lately. There have been a few updates since the last time we were on a Minecraft kick, playing on a regular basis. My thing is, I've started too many games simultaneously. Now, I've done this in the past, and I said I wasn't going to do it again, and then I went back on my own word and then started 12 games at once. So I'm going to try and get a handle on that this week. You know, Pokopia just came out, and I'm not even touching it every day. I'm trying to do Power Wash Simulator, Pokemon Red, Pokemon Crystal, or Pokemon Silver, I mean, fucking Pokopia, Skyrim, Fallout 4. Tyler and I have been playing golf with your friends. Yeah, I've started entirely too many games at once. So I am debating starting tomorrow, since tomorrow's Monday, doing 2 or 3 streams a day until I can put some of these games to bed. You know, we have that Jurassic World Minecraft that we've long since abandoned. And we need to get back to regular Minecraft with the Last Novia. There's just so much to be done and so little time. I stay busier these days IRL than I used to. I've taken on a lot more responsibility with my family, and I'm doing a lot more with you know, to help them out. And I've started going over to the track and walking every day, and I usually try and squeeze that in when I'm in town running errands. So I'm going to be trying to squeeze everything in all day, every day. But I'll do my best to get everything done. Buy you a copy. I might, if it's cheap enough. I might gift you one. I gotta go in and look. It's a really fun game. It can be frustrating though. So do you guys think when we finish this theater, the hologram's gonna come to life and try to eat us? What do you think? Well, that's true. Frustrating games can cause you to, you know, really lean in and hone your skill. The only really bad part of hard games is if you have an anger problem, like I do, you might rage quit. But, 'cause, Which, if you guys haven't done so yet, go look at the last. Uh, well, no, Pokemon was the last video I put out, but the video before last I put out at Golf with Your Friends episode that I played with Tyler. That got real. That got uncomfortably real. I think you and Lewis might have been in chat for that one. Um, I think that's probably the most like honest. Well, I can't. I don't want to say honest because then that applies that we lie all the time. It might be the most like brutally open that I've been about things. You know why I really don't have any friends and really don't have a lot of people to play games with because I have a smidge of an anger problem. A smidge. There's a smidge. Yeah, we were yelling at each other. To be fair, we've kind of earned that kind of relationship with one another, kind of like an old married couple. Because we've been friends for 30 years. So like we know each other probably better than we know ourselves. And it's like, where did he lie? You know what I mean? Like I can't really be mad at him because where did he lie? And honestly, I would rather a friend that yells and gets in my face when I'm being an asshole than like a yes man that's just gonna give me ass pats and not confront me about my bullshit. I love having somebody in my corner that will call me on my bullshit. You gotta have that friend that's like willing to put you on blast when you've said or done something stupid. And I'm thankful every day that we got that. He and I keep shit honest. But yeah, I have been thinking a lot about Minecraft. I have to figure something out. You guys know how it is though with Minecraft. You get super into it and then you take long breaks from it. Because it's Minecraft. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair assessment. Although I don't know, I don't know that I hated Minecraft so much as I just didn't want to do all of the resource management and the crafting elements. Um, and I still think that in a vacuum, I might not have been as into Minecraft as I got if it hadn't been for Tyler and Lewis playing with me. Because you have to remember, I did play a lot with those guys as well. So, had I not had them and I just been playing Minecraft on my own or on my own for streaming, I might not have played as much or as far into it as I did. Which again was one of the things we were discussing in that golf episode the other day. I'm a little bit of a lazy gamer. I like simple, easy fun. When you get into like heavy like resource management and stuff, that kind of you lose me a good bit. Like when I play, anytime I do a Skyrim playthrough, I never do any of the crafting at the benches. I don't smith weapons and items and stuff. I pretty much just use whatever I find off of enemies. Like, I don't bother with the soul gems and charging weapons and stuff. I'm lazy brained. I don't bother with that stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I should. I just don't find it appealing. But I definitely love Minecraft now. Is that the only movie they're showing at this theater? Is Jaws 19? I don't remember how many Jaws movies they made. I know they made at least 4. At least. The irony is, Jaws isn't even the Spielberg franchise that's going into like a billion sequels. It's Jurassic. I think Jurassic Park is far outpaced Jaws at this point. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You know, that movie was supposed to be a lot different than what it turned out to be. They had so much trouble out of the animatronic shark that they ended up having to shoot the movie differently because of the fact that shark was meant to have way more screen time than what it had. People argue that it's better this way, though, because it builds suspense. The less you show the monster, well, monster, it's just shark. But that's like a principle in anything. The less you show something and the more you like hint at a thing, the more creep factor you give it, you know? We have a lovely day for this. It rained all night here, and today it's kind of cool out. It's very nice. Everybody's out doing all their Easter stuff. I think Jaws inspired the game Raft. Oh, 100%. 100%. Prior to Jaws, I don't think too many stories really kind of made the ocean seem scary outside of like weather phenomenon. Well, you had you had you had tales of like giant squid, things like that, but I guess Pinocchio was swallowed by a whale. Jonah was swallowed by a whale. You have Moby Dick. 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I guess you had a lot of ocean stories. Never mind, I take that back. But as far as sharks specifically, yeah, I think when everybody thinks shark, they think of Jaws. Yeah, pretty much. That's what everybody says. Jurassic Park was like the Jaws sequel, but on land. Jaws kind of paved the way for Jurassic. I don't think we'd have Jurassic Park without Jaws, if I'm being completely honest. We came so close to getting such a shitty version of Jurassic Park 2. You guys just don't know. They were going to use stop motion animation before they changed fully over to CGI for some of the. Well, they did. The whole movie wasn't fully CGI, but you know what I mean. Like before they switched to CGI, they were going to do stop motion. And guess who hates stop motion animation? This guy. I am not a fan. Now, if it's stylized, I don't mind it. So, like something like Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, the James and the Giant Peach. I love those movies. That is stop motion that I like. That I can accept. But like trying to add stop motion animation into a live action movie, no, it doesn't look good, and you can't do it. Just don't even try. But yeah, they ended up going with CGI, which was kind of newer at the time. I think the more famous CGI prior to Jurassic Park probably would have been Terminator 2. Forgot what model number, the T1000 or T whatever the hell. I don't remember the T numberings for the Terminator movies, but yeah, you had the bubble, you had the not bubbly, you had the gooey metal guy played by Robert. I can't remember his last name. He was Agent Doggett in the X Files. Ton of other stuff. Wasn't he also in? I think he was in True Blood too. I think he was in something else I've seen. Robert Patrick, that's his name. Yeah, that guy. But like Jurassic Park is great, but it's not the first movie to really do good CGI. Of course, it kind of looks dated today. When you go back and watch Terminator 2, it looks a little dated, but it's fine. I like it. I think the effects look fine. Not a hater. Yeah, that is literally the only movie playing at this theater. They have 20 posters of it all around. When the X Files came back for that brief period to do seasons 10 and 11, um, they brought back the character of Agent uh, Monica Reyes, but they didn't bring back John Doggett. And I always wondered why. They're doing a new X Files series, but I don't know if it's a legacy series or a complete hard reboot. I don't know if David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson will be on board. They've said they would be on board for it, but I don't know if they've been contacted. Um, I don't, as much as I love the X Files, don't get me wrong. I don't think the current way that television runs is going to be conducive to a successful reboot. I think the timing is all wrong. I think the timing is all wrong. Like everything is streaming now. Nobody's doing broadcast TV anymore. And streaming takes too long to produce seasons. because I was just reading the other day, the people who do the show Invincible said that they're gonna try and make sure that the seasons are run more closely together and that you're not having to wait years in between seasons. And I think that's what kills a lot of TV shows. It does for I can tell you it does for me. Like I have a terrible memory now compared to what I did when I was younger. And a lot of times I have to watch like a recap video on YouTube if it's been 2 or 3 years since a season of something dropped. Of course, you know the way television used to work when I was a kid. You had a full season that began in late summer, early autumn, and it ran all the way through to spring, taking hard breaks for holidays like Christmas. You might even end up with like a Christmas special or something. Um, Football games would get in the way a lot of times for different shows like I want to say that that's one of the reasons things like Futurama ended up having lower ratings and getting canceled on Fox is because they were all by the time Futurama got into season 4, you never knew when you were getting a brand new episode because stupid football games every fucking Sunday or whatever day they air. Yeah, it would have been Sundays. The Simpsons has always had issues with that stupid football game. Like I already don't care that much for sports. I give you a little insight into my life and where my mind's at. I already don't really like sports. And I was very like annoyed with that growing up as a kid. Oh, you're a big guy. Look at you. You're 6'4". You must really be into basketball or football. Oh, you're a big guy. You're pretty chunky. Call me fat. Call me fat. You're a big boy. I bet you do real good at football. That already made me not like football, but the fact that you always prioritized fucking football over my like animated shows made me hate football even more. So you pushed something that was an annoyance into a flat out hatred. So like now I won't have anything to fucking do with football on in any way, shape, or form. It can go fuck itself. And any international viewers, I specifically mean like American football. I'm not talking about what we call soccer. Though I don't really care for any sports. I don't hate soccer. I just don't pay it any attention. But football is going to be a full-on hate for me because it's always been in my way. It can get fucked. And I know I've said that on this show before, but a piece of life advice for people: keep your comments to yourself when you see a tall person out in public. Don't ask them how the weather is up there. Don't say, "Boy, you're tall" when you're standing in a line at the grocery store. Just keep your mouth shut. I would say the only thing I don't mind is like if we're in a store and you need something off the top shelf, that I don't mind. I love being helpful. I love helping. So like if you were to see me in a store and you're like 4 foot tall and you can't reach, I don't mind at all. You 100% have my permission to ask, excuse me, sir, would you mind reaching that for me? I'd love to. That I don't mind doing. But I just don't want your elevator small talk about my height. Very annoying. And like, I'm not morally against it. I'm not offended. It's just that I've gotten it my whole life and I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, it's at this point, it's like when I'm in public and a short person kind of gives me a glance and they do this number right here and they kind of look up. I know it's coming. No, they're going to start a conversation with me. I know it's good. It's funny because you know what I do now? I take earbuds with me now, even if I'm not listening to anything in my ear. I don't go into Walmart or grocery stores or anything now without earbuds in because I want people to know that I do not wish to engage with you. Don't fucking talk to me. Leave me alone. It works most of the time. Like I said, usually the only time that somebody will actually bother me is if they need something off a high shelf, which I don't mind doing. Who's fucking tub thumping out there? That is all I have goddamn heard since I sat down to stream. Nobody wants to hear your fucking bassy ass music. Jesus Christ. Like, I can feel it in my feet. It's coming through the floor of my house. I can feel the fucking vibrations of it in my feet. And I doubt my microphone's picking it up, but it's pretty loud. Don't, guys, don't ever be that kind of douche canoe. If you want to listen to your music loud, that's one thing, but jacking the bass up and making it everybody else's headache, you got a special place in hell reserved for you if you're that kind of asshole. Just being a public fucking nuisance, you know what I mean? Just disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace. It could never be me. I could never be that desperate for attention. And I get the irony behind me saying that as a streamer, but like, nah, I'm not out there booming my music and becoming everybody's headache. Couldn't be me. And they do it right through funeral zones too. They don't give a flying fuck. You know how sometimes you'll see those little black signs on the side of the road that say slow funeral zone? There were a couple of those signs out here in my neighborhood this past few weeks, and these people just kept driving right on through. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. And I'm like, special place in hell, reserved just for you. Eric, that's a bit extreme, don't you think? All they're doing is blasting their music. Just trust. Trust that I know what I'm talking about. It takes a certain type of human being to. That's not the only reason I'm saying that. They do other crap they shouldn't be doing. My cousins were that kind of people, were those kinds of people. Always blaring the music. Just like, fuck off. Just is why I never talked to them. All right, I think now we're gonna have to start using the ladder to get up here. Yeah, I didn't going back to the beginning of the stream, I really didn't want to have to turn follower mode on. But these people come in here posting links and spamming if you don't use follower only mode. So it is necessary. Look at that clean ass clock tower. Oh yeah. The stadium. I guess the Back to the Future DLC is going to have us cleaning all of these buildings. Guess that's a whole stage. I'm assuming that those two things over there are whole stages. Hmm. God promise me you'll be back in time. I guess movie theaters were still a popular kind of thing in 2015. Uh, that's when Back to the Future 2 takes place, 2015. I remember in the years leading up to 2015, I was like, oh, we got to do something special for 2015. We got to do something special for Back to the Future Day. It came and went. All that happened was people, mentioned it on social media. There were no events. There was nothing special that happened. It was October something, 2015. I don't remember the exact day. But I remember because that was the early days. Like, I don't think I was on social media back then. I think I I wasn't a YouTuber, but I had adopted YouTube and started watching it. I didn't have a Twitter yet or anything. I think I may have been on Facebook. May 100% remember. I just don't know what to do with Facebook. I really don't. Like, I have a Facebook. I hate it. I don't want to have a Facebook, but it's the only way I could connect with the people I meet, anytime I could. Like when I went up to Tennessee for Tyler's birthday party back in January, I met a lot of his, newer friends that he's made in Tennessee and when he lived in Birmingham down here in central Alabama. I hadn't really ever met a lot of those people. And the only way really to like keep in touch is like through Facebook. Facebook is kind of like, unfortunately, the universal platform for keeping up with people, family and friends and stuff. I tell you what, I've been learning recently. Discord has a very bad reputation. I didn't know this. Apparently, Discord has become kind of a joke. Because I'm not in the know about so many things. I kind of live in a little bubble. But I've been watching these YouTube videos lately talking about how predators and those kinds of people love to use Discord. Love to use Discord. And I thought, oh well, I guess that makes sense, yeah. That's unfortunate. It might be time to let Discord go. It's like with you can kind of tell, and I hate to kind of like be so blanket statementy about this, but like you can kind of tell what people are up to on the internet by which platforms they use. Like there's this YouTuber that I like to watch. I guess it wouldn't hurt to say their name. I went down the rabbit hole of watching a YouTube channel called Kiwi Tapes. I think he's unaffiliated with Kiwi Farms. I think it's just a name. But he does a lot of videos on locales and stuff. If you don't know what a locale is, you just have to Google it. That's a whole rabbit hole in and of itself. But he does live streams on Wednesdays, but he puts the live streams on a Rumble account instead of leaving them on his YouTube account. And I don't understand why he does this, but I've always heard from people on like YouTube and Twitch that Rumble is like a very like right-leaning Nazi problem-esque platform. So like people who've been banned off of YouTube will go over to Rumble. Kind of in the way that people who were banned on Twitter went over to Truth Social. That Nazi hellhole. Um, But yeah, um, because I was telling my sister the other day about Kick, the streaming platform here that I'm on at the moment, and she's like, "Isn't that a another app?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think it used to be another app altogether, unrelated." Um, but I don't really know too much about it. Um, I don't really know too much about uh, some of these other platforms. You know, like I've always been a YouTube guy. It's kind of primarily my focus has been YouTube. So I don't know. I've never really used Tumblr. I think I had a Tumblr. No, it was Pinterest that I was trying to use. I've never really given a shit about Tumblr, but I tried to use Pinterest last year, or the year before. I don't remember when it was. But there were just too many ads. I had to abandon it. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's this whole Epstein thing has kind of it bothers me because I didn't realize how prevalent it was. I didn't realize just how many, predators existed out in the world. In my mind, it was always a tiny little amount of the population. But now we're learning that it's so many people. And it's so fucking depressing. So depressing. That's why I've always tried my best to make sure that, like with my Discord, which is a public server that anybody can enter, I try my best to keep as much adult content out of there as possible. Like no nudity, no pornographic stuff, because it's just easier at the end of the day just to avoid that stuff altogether than it is to try to age verify everybody that comes in. If you run a G-rated PG or PG-13 server, then you're fine. And I do that same stuff on YouTube. Like my YouTube channel, I have been very, very adamant over the years where I will cuss like a fucking sailor. But at the same time, I try my goddamnedest with my streaming and my YouTube to avoid sexual content. I don't play hentai games. I've banned certain words in my chats. I try my best to be as responsible as humanly possible. Now, I still agree at the end of the day, it's not my job to babysit other people's kids. And I do understand that underage people are going to access YouTube and Twitch and stuff and whatnot. But like, I'm not going to necessarily add to the problem by getting on here and talking about adult stuff. So that's just where my head's at with it. And two, you have to be a little bit self-aware, especially if you're like me and you play a lot of like Nintendo games. I do a lot of Mario and Pokemon and stuff like that. Those games do tend to, while I play them because it's nostalgia for me. I was, a little bitty toddler kid myself when those games were coming out. Actually, Super Mario Brothers for the NES came out in 1985. I was 1 years old. So when Zelda came out, when Metroid came out, when Mario came out, not Jumpman and Donkey Kong, but Mario Brothers, I was like 1, 2 years old when those games came out. So I grew up playing the NES and stuff. So for me, streaming this kind of stuff, it's a nostalgia thing. It's like a hey, remember my childhood. But I am aware at the same time that that does kind of appeal more towards either people my age or children. So, while again, it's not my responsibility to babysit what people's children watch, I'm not going to necessarily make it easy for them to get a hold of certain materials. Also, it just doesn't make any sense to sit here and talk about adult themes when you're playing a Mario game. Like the two don't really match. The two things don't really go well together. Happy face. Somebody drew a happy face. Oh, god damn it. I gotta do this whole side over here. Now I feel like I've run out of stuff to talk about today. Hey, somebody drew that thing. You know, it just dawned on me. This is the universal backlot. This is private property. What I touch? Why is there suddenly a dewdrop on my screen? How did I? Has that always been there? Fuck is that little? Wait a minute. Was that there a minute ago? I don't think that was there a minute ago. Was that there this whole time? What did I? What did I press? How do I get rid of it? Oh no. Feel like I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Yeah, this fucking thing. Everybody drew this like crazy when we were in school. Do kids still draw this? Goodbye, crazy S. Damn. Almost done with this top part. And we'll just get the sides and we'll have ourselves a clean theater. I'm going to be so disappointed if we don't get to see the hologram after we finish all this. We better get the shark hologram. We better. We better. We had better. This. All these little spots. Really? Yay! You know what? I bet I could stand on this. Yeah, I can. Okay. And then just kind of reach up. Sweet. You know, it hasn't been too long since we did Kirby, but I feel like it's been ages. We did Kirby in the Forgotten Land not too terribly long ago, and I'm already kind of feeling Kirby void in my life. Same for Sonic. I don't remember when's the last Sonic game we played, but we do need to start Sonic Frontiers. I need to wrap up all this Pokemon stuff. Like that's been the bane of my existence the entire time I've been on YouTube. Just Pokemon, 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 Pokemon. I can't get anything else done because there's like a billion Pokemon games to play. I saw earlier that we may be getting the Ruby and Sapphire games towards the end of September, and then they'll drop Emerald in February of next year. Now, those are rumors. I don't know how true any of that is. Makes sense though, because they did that with the 3DS games. They dropped Red and Blue in the eShop, then later they dropped Yellow, then they dropped Gold and Silver, then waited a little bit to drop Crystal, because everybody's just going to buy the definitive edition anyway. So it's best to drop the first two and then wait a bit. You know, I'll buy them all. I don't think they'll keep this trend going of re-releases. I think that after Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, they won't bother with any more after that. I think this is kind of just like an anniversary thing. It's a special occasion. But, you know, I got a wild hair at my ass and I thought we'll do Fire Red because I never play red. Always focus on blue and green. So I wanted to do something new and different. It's just unfortunate that they're almost the same game, so not like I'm doing something too different. Lord, I didn't realize how much of this building I had left. It was. I thought we were nearing the end, but there's a lot left. I'm covering a lot of base ground material. Will they not release a new title this year? No. The Pokemon Winds and Waves is going to be 2027. We don't know what month next year, but originally it was going to be a 2026 game, but it got delayed. Like Legends Arceus got, or not Arceus, but Legends ZA got delayed too. We were supposed to have it sooner than when we did. Which again, these are good things. Delaying a game that's not ready is a good thing. Everybody keeps making fun of GTA 6, but they don't realize these delays are good. It means that they have, they've found a reason to delay it and something that needs to be worked on. Let them work on it. Getting your knickers in a twist. It's going to be good. It's going to be it's going to be a good game. Just let them, as people these days say, let them cook. That's a good analogy. Everybody just wants microwaved games now. They don't want anybody to take their time and cook up a good one. See, yeah, from this angle, I can hit it a lot better. Okay. Lewis is like, no, don't say bad stuff about Pokemon. Don't complain about playing Pokemon. I love watching you play Pokemon. I know. And I like playing it, but I feel like a one trick pony. What was the last movie I saw in theaters? Did Beetlejuice come out after Jurassic World Rebirth? Or Jurassic come out after Beetlejuice? One of those two, I think, was the last movie I saw in theaters. I think Beetlejuice was the last movie I saw. I want to say that is what I'm thinking. Yeah, because Rebirth would have been a summer movie. Beetlejuice would have been like a fall movie. Halloween. I think Beetlejuice probably was the last thing I saw in theaters. Gone with the Wind. Tell you what's Gone with the Wind movie theaters. I remember everybody got their underwear in a bunch because Timothy Chalamet said nobody's paying attention to ballet and theater and stuff anymore. Nobody cares. And he's not wrong. But everybody just got so upset he spaghetti and canceled him for it. He's not wrong. I mean, it's a niche thing, and just because it's your thing doesn't make that any less true. I saw so many people on Instagram getting butthurt. Ooh, he's a terrible fucking actor that doesn't know what he's talking about. His acting has nothing to do with the comment he made. His acting ability does not affect what he said one way or another. And I tend to agree with the man. When's the last time you heard anybody talk about the fucking ballet? People who like that kind of thing. It's not liked universally on a large scale. And I'm sorry if that upsets you, but it's a fact of reality, ma'am or sir. And movie theaters are in that same boat now. Everybody is going to the theater. Here come all the people that say, "Ain't that true? I took my fucking kids to see Mario the other day." Well, good for you. Good for you. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I'm talking about the majority. Theaters aren't pulling in the same numbers they have since they've existed. They're at an all-time low. Dirty campaign against him. I don't like him, but it was unfair. Yeah, that's pretty much like I said. You could totally not like the guy, but what he said was still valid. And you don't have to like that it's valid. That's the thing, too. Like, I don't understand why some people's brain don't. I don't know how some humans exist. They let their emotions get in the way of like logic and reason. You could not like him as a person. You can not like him as an actor, but it doesn't like make what he said any less like true. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. That was something that's something I notice people do a lot when they're fighting or arguing with somebody. There's a lot of yeah buts and what abouts and just bringing up stuff that's completely irrelevant. So like if you try to give somebody some constructive feedback, criticism, the first thing they do is take it the wrong way and then attack you. And I've never understood that. It's like if I walk up to a friend and I'm like, "Hey, um, yeah, that shirt, it's not really covering your stomach. Your fat ass stomach's hanging out." Oh yeah, well, you're ugly and bald and fucking stupid. And I hate your beard and burp. Take emotion out of it. We're talking about your fat stomach and your shirt, not my face. You son of a bitch. Humans are weird. Where'd this red come from? Did somebody try and spray paint this thing? Okay. Boop. And boop. It's called the Holomax Theater. And we had the IMAX theaters. That's hilarious. You think he said that in 2019? That far back? Because this is something I just recently heard about. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know enough about it. Okay, let me climb up here. It's going to be difficult to get into all these little nooks and crannies here, with my ladder being in the way. Oh my. I don't know. I kind of got through to a lot of it. My ladder's still in the way, though. Can I move my ladder without having it be too far away? No. It's going to be too far away no matter where I put it. I think it's funny that I can't put my ladder back down on the ground once I've picked it up. That's crazy. Crazy stairs. Remember Stewie and his crazy stairs? That's a deep cut Family Guy thing. Ain't nobody gonna remember. I know I've mentioned this recently, but they're giving Stewie his own spinoff. That's going to be interesting. I haven't watched Family Guy in years, but I'll check out the Stewie show. It does reek of desperation at this point, though. I will give you that. It's like, I kind of wish a lot of these shows would end already so they don't taint their legacy. Like, it's something like The Simpsons where it just keeps going and going and going, even though it probably shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, can we gracefully bow out now and curtain call this? And I used to be a detractor for that too. You know, back when Simpsons was still in its and it hit season 20, everybody was like, "It really needs to be canceled. It's so terrible. I don't know why it's still on." And I used to be like, "No, I love it. Let's keep going to season 30, then 40. Ooh, then let's do 50." But now when I watch The Simpsons, I'm like, okay. I really can't watch this anymore. It's time. It's time. It's time. And the funny thing is, there have been a handful of episodes made over the years that were meant to be the series finale, but they just kept the show going. But even with things like Family Guy, even though I haven't watched it in years, if I were to sit down and watch a modern episode, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. How good can it be? Like there's diminishing returns on everything. You know what I mean? Like the only thing I think would kind of stand in disagreement with what I just said is if you had new people coming in every so often to work on it, you know. But like if you're using the same writers you used 10 years ago, then probably not going to be that interested. Yeah, I don't know what this red is from. Okay, let's see. It's probably going to be tiny little blotches. Yep. Hell, there's a lot down there at the bottom, too. Ooh, man. Thought I heard something. Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't see you over there. Tiny little speck of dirt. Ah! I fell and broke my knees because I jumped off the roof. I'm glad this game does not have fall damage. Shit. I just look up and boom, dirt. Let's take a look around. Okay. Right here. Check back here. Oh shit. Why the hell is that blue dot in the way? How do I get rid of that blue dot? How? Why is it here? How do I get rid of it? Let's see. Graphics. I don't see uh uh toggle. Yeah, I don't see. Does anybody see a setting? Build view show criteria. Uh, hmm. I don't know. Ooh, that's helpful though. Turning that on was a good idea. I don't know how to get that stupid watermark off my screen. Let's Google it. Let's giggle gackle it. Okay. I'm playing Power Wash Simulator, and there is a weird water droplet icon in my crosshair. How do I get rid of it? Oh, really? Uh, Turn to your standard crosshair. You need to switch back to regular nozzle. Here's how to do it. Keyboard pieces. Scroll wheel. Press 2 to cycle. What? Zero-degree nozzle. Do I need to buy some new nozzles? Game match constant sub is limited resource serves as visual warnings. Don't accidentally spray off. What? To get rid of it, return to your standard crosshair. You just need to switch back to a regular nozzle. Here's how to do it. It's not going away no matter what I switch to. Accidentally. Oh, I might have accidentally toggled aim mode. No, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Sometimes the UI gets stuck. Tell you what I can do though. We'll be right back. Hey, it went away. Hot damn. Okay, thank God. I'm sure I toggled something somewhere at some point, but fuck me if I know when and where and what. Oh my God. How did I miss that big ass section? Lord. No, I see green up there. No. Fuck off. Did that get it? Get that gel wet. Itchy head. It just got. This time it's really, really personal. All right, let me get up top. Let me see. Lord, there's still so much right here. How? Wait, does that mean that might not have dinged this one? Hmm. You get into that territory of like tiny little specks here and there, you know? The one I saw up here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing up there. So it's just building an airport. This does Minecraft server, the flying machine. Ooh. You know what? I hadn't thought about that. Can you make a flying machine, quote unquote, in Minecraft, like you can in like Breath of the Wild, and then you don't have to use the fireworks to fly around and the atrium and all that stuff? I'm not seeing any dirt anywhere. I don't know exactly what. Oh, there it is. Sticking out like a sore green thumb. It's the concrete. It's blending in. Really? There were teeny tiny little spots on the fire hydrant, tripping us up. Okay. All right. Oh, I see you. But I see any more dirt. You sticky piston observes any of the slime. Okay. Where? Where? Where are you hiding? Student. I knew it. I knew this curve was going to be a few. Oh, I knew it. Huh. Curtain walls. Curtain. Curtain. What curtain? Lord. Oh, Lord. Where, though? We don't see any dirt. There's nothing. We got it all. There was no dirt there. You lied. You gotta go. Ah. We should have this done in 5 seconds. Entry. Bloop. Should not take long to knock out the 1% that we're missing. Hollow projectors. Damn it. I knew it. Knew that we're gonna be trouble. I knew it. Yep. It's gonna be the one that's hard to reach. Glad that jumping got it done. Any more? Jaws 19 sign. Son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, hang on. Well, I mean, like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, only spray it with water. I don't see any missed spots. You're full of shit, Fry. There's no, I've not missed a spot. Like you're just being difficult. Where? Show me. A tiny little smidge that doesn't matter? Fuck off. Where? 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 Fuck off. That's so stupid. Okay. Lower feature walls. Movie posters. Oh, snap. How did I miss a movie poster? Signboards. What's a signboard? This? Oh, that's going to be fun to figure out. Roof trims. Okay. I can't believe this is an actual building somebody built. Roof trim. Or you're going to want me to do it from the top, aren't you? Aren't you? Well, now hold up a minute. Okay. Upper feature walls. Because I don't know where it would be. I don't see any in a dirt. Do you mean we're in the future? Oh, I never noticed the clouds actually move around in the background. Huh. Oh, 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 ah! Shark still looks fake.